Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming here on this Saturday afternoon at almost 4 o'clock. Obviously, I'm not German, I started before. So thank you for being here and thank you for coming here. And I also want to thank Rainer for making this possible and Kai for executing it. Thank you very much. So, yeah. And also thank for the Seit, for the lady over there, for the exceptions he made and brought me my cola lights, which is usually, you don't get it here. It's not kosher, but here. So, Prost. This is one of the American inventions that I like the most. So, let me just tell you a little bit about myself and we'll continue, we'll go from there. My name is Tuvia Tenenbom. I'm connected with Seit because I write for them. I also have a column in Seit online. And we are here for the book called Allein unter Amerikanern. Personally, I was born in Israel 29 years ago. Why are you laughing? Do I look older? It's not nice. So I was born in Israel 29 years ago. I was born to a very religious community. To make a long story short, I studied rabbinical Judaism and all that stuff, and then I left Israel with $400 US to my name, and I came to Brooklyn, New York, with my suitcases. I'll never forget it. I was on Coney Island, Avenue J, on the corner, and I said to myself, where do you go from there? I didn't know. But America being America, where you have so many opportunities, at least the meat goes, and for me it actually worked. I continued from there to university. I studied 15 years in different universities, starting with mathematics and computer science, and then literature, journalism, finance, whatever it is. And to pay for my illegal existence in the United States, I was a cabbie. I drove people to their destinations. I mean, I told them I'll drive them to their destinations. I didn't know where I was going, so it was a lot of fun. If you came to my taxi and you wanted to go to the airport, you would have never arrived on time. Because I drove straight, no right, no left. I'm a centrist, boom. Never got on time to any airport, but it was good. I was a janitor also. I was also a diamond salesman, just because you have to fit the Jewish cliché of diamonds, so I tried that also, and all kinds of other things. And now, come from there, I founded the Jewish Theater of New York, which is doing political theater in New York City, Jewish political theater. It's the only Jewish theater that does it, and it's the only Jewish theater company in New York today, to this day. And there we do, as I said, political theater. One of the shows we did in New York was called Diary of Adolf Eichmann, and that show went to Hamburg, and it's played in Hamburg, in Germany. That's where I met my wife to be, Easy, over there with the camera. That started my way into Germany. One day I went to Saudi Arabia and I wrote an article for Corriere della Sera, and somebody from the Seit asked me if I could write for them also an article about my experience in Saudi Arabia, and only with one condition, that whatever I wrote in Corriere should be twice as much for the Seit. I said, okay, they are the kind of idiots that I like. They like long articles. Okay, that started my affair with the Seit and Seit online. And now we are here. One day, a few years ago, somebody called me from an editor from Rowohlt Verlag. They are somewhere there. And it was an editor, a young editor, and she asked me to write a book about Germany. And I I said, how much will you pay me? You know? And she said something and I didn't like it, and she said more, and then I liked it. And then I wrote a book which became known as Allein unter Amerikanern. In that book, I found Germany that I did not like, Germany I did not know existed. I found too many clubs, neo-Nazi clubs. For example, Club 88, 88, HH, Heil Hitler. I gave it to my editor and she loved it. She cried and she loved it. But then the boss of Robots read the book and he said, no way, we are not going to publish it in Germany. I said, why? He said, because you don't know how to write. So I said to him, show me how to write. Teach me. His name is Alexander Fest, and he taught me how to write. In 3 weeks or so, I got back the copy edited. If somebody in Germany says, I don't like Jews, we change it to I don't like Israel. If somebody, like a chapter about Club 88, neo-Nazi club, he said no German is interested to know anything about neo-Nazis. You have to take the chapter out. So anyway, so I said to him, I would have expected it from an editor in Iran under the Ayatollahs, but not from a German editor. We had a big fight, and then Surkamp took the book, and it came out here, Allein unter Amerikanern, and it became a bestseller. And of course, a lot of fights in the German media at the time, which was shocking to me. For example, the so-called liberal newspaper, Süddeutsche Zeitung, called me Tuvia Tenenbom, which I really didn't like. But anyway, to make a long story short, we continue, and my editor at Surkamp said, you came, you stayed, spent 6 months in my homeland, and you found whatever you found out. Could you go to Israel, your homeland, and find what? But your country? I said, okay. How much you pay me? They gave me a price. I said, not good enough. So he raised it. I said, not good enough. He raised it, and I left. And from this came the book, Allein unter Amerikanern. The book was also a bestseller, Spiegel bestseller, bestseller in Israel, #1 bestseller. Somebody has to brag, so I brag about myself. Anyway, and then my editor said, the same editor, and he said to me, can you now go to America and spend 6 months in America? I said, well, this is going to cost you. He said, okay, how much? And anyway, to make a long story short, he gave an higher price, and I took it. The reason why I tell you is because none of the books were my ideas. I didn't have an extra grind. I did not want to find anything bad about Germany. I did not want to find anything good or bad about Israel. I did not want to find anything good or bad about America. My prejudice about America, since the story I told you before, I felt I owe a debt of gratitude to America, which allowed me to do what I dreamt of doing. So when I started the journey, I thought I'm going to write now a book which will praise America, make America look the best possible. But sadly, USA, America. America, when I talk about America in this half an hour or 45 minutes, it's going to be USA. Okay, not America in general, not the whole continent. Okay, in America we call it, in USA we say America. We made it, you know how it works. Okay, so, and then I started going all the journeys. I did it to my wife, which is easy, and we also have a team with us, always teams, usually German, with cameras, with videos. So everything is in the open, and everything is on the record. So we go to America, and the idea is you go into a car, rent a car, because you don't want to use any of your friends' cars. You rent a car, a new car, you sit in, you put the key on, you press the accelerator, and you drive. The idea is, I don't know today where I'm going to be tomorrow. In other words, I don't know today where I'm even going. I'm just going the same way I drove the cars in New York City. You go straight wherever it is. Occasionally you make a left and right, and you just go. The idea is to mimic what polling organizations are doing, like Pew Social Research and all other kind of organizations, to make it randomly. So if I have any prejudice, I'm not going to try to find that I'm right. I want to find America from America's point of view. The America I found is not the America I believed existed. Even though I've been living in America for over 30 years, I've been mostly in Manhattan, the little island of Manhattan in New York City, but there is the other full state, New York State, and of course 49 other states. And what do you see? What did I see? I saw America in its ugliest. And that's said to me, but this is the reality. I saw America that is racist to the core. I saw America that is lying to the rest of the world. I saw America so impure, so cruel. You go with a car and you drive. I'll give you an example. And all of a sudden you see, as you drive, you see a place that looks like deserted for God knows decades ago. You continue. You see creatures moving. You say, what kind of creatures are they? Human beings or animals? You come closer. They are human beings. Stop the car, get off, and talk to the first person I meet. I say to the guy, where am I? Because over there, the houses, you go into the houses, into some of the houses inside. There is nothing, no windows, not even electric outlets. It's frightening. And wild grass on top. You see, nobody's taking care of the place. So I stop the first person I see, where am I? Say, you are in the red zone. This place is called red zone. I say, what does it mean, red zone? He explained to me, this is the last zone. I say, what are you talking about? And he says, from here, the next station is the cemetery. I say, excuse me, what are you doing here, people? He says, here, blacks killing blacks. I say, why? And he answered me, because we are nigger brothers. And I'm just like, what the heck am I? And then he explains to me, during summer, when it's hot, we kill more people. I say, why? He said, because it's hot. What kind of world is this? Is anybody taking care of it? Where is the police? Where is the authority? Where is the government? And place after place, in English you call it the hood, short from neighborhood. It's the hood, black ghettos you'd call it. It's more right to say it. And driving to the United States, I see one hood after another. I thought the hood is Harlem, New York. Oh, it's nice, Harlem is nice. But no, that's not the hood. The hoods in America, all over America. Place after place after place, and you see people and you cannot imagine what you see. I have been to refugee camps in the Middle East, and I can tell you that the refugee camps in the Middle East are paradise in comparisons to the hoods in America. So this is allowed to exist is frightening. Another example. The current president of the United States is Barack Obama. Barack Obama became a senator, started his political career. He's from Chicago. He started his political career in Chicago as a state senator of Illinois in 1996. He said then, and he keeps saying it now, that he went into politics because of the people from his neighborhood to improve their life. So I checked, who are the people who first voted for Barack Obama? They happened to be in a place that at that time was called District 13 in Chicago, also known as Englewood. I go there. I decided to go there, park my car, and go there just like the normal people go. Took a train, took a bus. The last stop of the bus is Englewood. The driver sees me. Everybody goes out. Everybody's back, except he's and me. Everybody's back. They're going out, and the driver sees me and says, "Where you going, man?" I said, "What do you mean, where am I going? This is the last stop. You ain't getting off here, man." I say, "Why not?" And the guy says to me, "This ain't good neighborhood, man. This ain't good neighborhood. This ain't good place for you." Anyway, he says, he demanded that I stay in the bus till he comes back on the turn to get out. I said, "No, I'm going out. Going out of the neighborhood." In a few minutes, a van stops by. Unmarked van. Stops next to it. The people, two white men, with bulletproof vests, which armed to the hilt. And they say, "Sir, what are you doing here?" I say, "What is your problem?" They say, "Sir, please leave." I say, "Why?" They say, "This is no place for people. This is not a neighborhood. This is a shooting range." I say, "Excuse me? Shooting range?" Well, they announced they are police, and they tried to get me out, not to see what's going inside America. I said, "Sorry, I'm a journalist, and I exercise my rights to be here." They beat me well, and I walk by. And you walk there, and you cannot believe what you see. Aleppo. Everything, store after store, deserted and destroyed. Dust around. And people are hiding one from another. There was a lady standing, for example. She had all her hands was covered. I said, "What happened to you?" She said she went to the store to buy food, and two young people came by and threw her out, took her food, and took the money that she had. That's why she was standing there, scared as hell. And then I find out, I interview the people. Some of the people wear red shirts, others wear blue shirts. And if you are with a blue shirt in the red neighborhood, you will be shot, and vice versa. No cops take care of this. There is today, we know from watching the news, we know about Black Lives Matter. When police kill people, shoot people, and America is shaking. But nobody tells you that at the same moment that that policeman shot a citizen, another 10 people from that same place shot and killed another 10 people. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Let the blacks kill each other. And this is a frightening concept. I'll give you another example. Hawaii. Hawaii is a beautiful place. Many Germans are dreaming of the days they make a vacation in Hawaii, right? Right? Yeah. Well, Hawaii is totally liberal. Every public figure is there, Democrat. So you would think that they care for the poor. Supposedly so, right? Well, go to Hawaii, where you cannot smoke anywhere. That's one part of the new religion, smoking verboten. Do you know who started to make smoking illegal on grounds of health? Do you know? Historically speaking, by the way, Adolf Hitler. If you go to Dachau, to this day, you'll see Rauchen verboten. They want to kill people else, so they want to kill them smoking people. Anyway, so, and over there, if you smoke on the beach or on the sidewalk of the beach, you are not allowed to. You will get fined $250. You have to smoke in a distance. On the other side of the hotels, you cannot smoke there or next to them. You have to smoke in a distance. And I measure the distance where you can smoke, at least in the Waikiki, Honolulu, according by law, you can smoke in the middle of the traffic between the two lanes. Right? So we are going to kill you, baby, before you smoke. Anyway, so I'm going there to see all the beauty, the shopping things, the hotels, the beaches, everything is so great. And everybody, aloha, aloha, aloha. And then I meet a guy who lives there. And he says to me, do you really want to see Hawaii? Do you want to see the real Hawaii? I say, you bet. He says, follow me. And we are going together. And away from the shopping malls, you see streets with tents all over. Hundreds and hundreds of people. You see children at this size. You see those people who can hardly walk. And what is it? It's an homeless tent. I'll never forget. I went there and I started talking to the people. Talked to one homeless guy. I say, what's going on here? He said, you look and you tell me. You'll notice one thing. None of the people here is white. No white. Only black and brown. And that's true. And then I asked him, sir, we have now a President, Barack Obama. What do you think of him? And he says to me, he's grateful that finally a non-white got into the White House. Okay? Very nice. Moments later, we keep on talking, and the guy says to me something I'll never forget, because he touched me. He says, sir, no white people come here. You did. You honored me with your presence. You shook my hands. You touched me. You treated me as a human being. And I lied to you. He said, what are you talking about? He said, I lied to you. I said, what? He said, you asked me what I think of President Obama. And I lied to you. I said to him, can you tell me the truth? And he said, yes. That motherfucker president doesn't fucking care about no fucking blacks. But no poor. And that's what you see. Even the people who voted Obama into office, I'm not against Obama, by the way. But the reality is that American politics is so rotten that even Obama, who is half black, doesn't care about blacks. Doesn't care about the poor. They say they care. In Hawaii, if there are too many poor people, the police comes with cars and they do what they call sweeps. Into the tents, so the people like animals are moving away. Is this a fair country? Is this a country that takes care of its poor? No. When I ask people even in Englewood, are you better off now than you were before 1996? I said, no, we are worse. And this is kind of things that you never see in American media. We talk forever and ever about Trump, about how many women he groped, about Hillary Clinton, about WikiLeaks. We talk about these two people as if this is the most important thing in the world. But about the reality of America today, we don't talk. Think about Native Americans. As a person living in New York, I always thought, in the reservations, Native American reservations, there is a huge culture, spirituality, Native American spirituality. So now it was my chance. I am in America, I am driving. Surkamp is paying the bills, so I can go. And I go into the reservations, where usually a white man is not supposed to go. And What happens in the reservations? Some reservations get from the government thousands of dollars each. And if the government does not pay, they have casinos. And in some of them, for example, they get $64,000 a year for doing nothing, just to be a Native American. You go into the reservations, and what do you see? You see people sitting there like drugged, drunk, and not even the tribal chiefs know more than 2 words in their Indian language. No spirituality to speak of. And this is all over around America. And nobody talks to you. I went to Philly. There is a place called Germantown. I want to meet the Germans. I'm coming from Germany, I want to meet the Germans. And what do you see? There are no Germans there. Only blacks. And the moment I walk in, the guy says, "Hey man, what are you doing here?" I say, "What's your problem?" I say, "You are a white man." He says, "So?" He has never seen a white man in his neighborhood. You have NGOs all over America to take care of these people, supposedly, and none of them ever walked in the Germantown. All fake. And this is frightening. So this exists in America today, is frightening. And I can tell you more and more and more. And I think that talking back for a moment about the elections today, Trump and Hillary are the mirror of what America is today. Trump the racist in the open, Hillary the liar in the open. This is America. And I'm saying it sadly, because I owe still a debt of gratitude to America. But if you love people, you have to be honest with them, especially when the rest of the media refuses to write what's happening. America, the way it behaves, the way it does not keep human rights, has no right, ethical or moral right, to go and invade other countries, to go and bomb other countries. The fact that we as America, and I'm an American citizen, that we bomb, that we kill hundreds of thousands of people in the name of democracy, in the name of freedom, which we do not exercise, because our press is lying to us, on right and on left. We don't know the real America. That's a crime. We are not allowed, we should not be allowed to do any of this. And for all these NGOs and the United Nations and the human rights, before we preach to Russia, before we preach to the Arabs, we got to preach to America. We got to tell America that America is on the wrong path. We are on the wrong path. We don't care about other people. We speak nicely to each other. We always lie to each other. If I met an American I don't know and I say, "Do you think I'm fat?" There is no American alive who will tell me, "Yes, you're fat." No, of course not. You look healthy. You look like you're going to the gym. Hey, you liar. I am fat, man. I am obese. This is the reality. So it's time, and this is what the book is about. Telling America's story, going to the places that are dangerous, going also to the places that are okay, going to the rich places, meeting, we talk about black, white, meeting rich blacks, who made it, big lawyers. And I say, "How do you feel? You made it, man." And he says, "Do you know? I have been stopped 129 times by police because he drives a nice car. And he's black. We have racism in our country. And nobody cares. And nobody talks about it. And it's time we do. Because America can still be good. But at this moment, America is very bad. And this is my sad story to you. And this is Allein unter Amerikanern. If anybody has a question, I will gladly accept it. There is no charge. It's free of charge. You can ask. You can talk. You can do whatever you want. Anybody. Yes, my man.
How is your being perceived?
Okay, how is the book being perceived in the United States? The book did not arrive in the United States yet. This book has been commissioned and paid for by the Germans, by Sorgon. So of course you are not going to have it published unless, until some time it's in Germany. It is being published in Israel because Israel is not a competition to Germany. It's been published in Israel last month in September. And it's already 3 weeks on the bestseller list. It's doing very, very well, and the reviews are very, very good. I cannot tell you, and I cannot predict what the reviews will be in Germany, because America is a very sensitive issue in Germany. And I believe some would love it, and I believe some would hate it from the critics. That said, I cannot tell you. But in America it will be, I've shown it to some Americans, and I can tell you one story, it's very interesting. I sent it, a PDF version of it to an American friend who is in the Hartman Institute, which is a liberal Jewish institute, which is a branch in Jerusalem. It's from America, it's from New York. And the first thing he said to me after he read it, he said, "Tuvia, how dare you? How dare you write such a book about America? I can't believe you. I'm shocked." Okay. Then I met him, I was in Jerusalem because the book came out in Jerusalem, and I met him, we were next to a restaurant, and he was sitting there and he saw me, and he said, so I sat next to him, and he just like, he looked me in the eye and he said, "Will you forgive me?" I said, "For what?" He said, "For the way I talked about your book. It took me time. It is true. This is America. It took me time to understand it." He was very, very emotional. He said, "America is my love. I love America. I didn't realize that till I read your book. How much it upset me before, and how much I could not take it off my hands, because this is real America. We are mourning together, America." It was very emotional. So the ones who read it privately were very, very good about it, but this is only a few people. So I told you, in America in general, no way to know. Yes?
I actually live in Boston.
Hello, Boston.
I actually live in Boston. I actually think that your presentation of America is really unfair.
Okay.
There is so much good in America. There are so many people who are helping poor people. There are doctors that teach at Harvard Medical School. There are doctors, young interns who go out to the reservations who are giving their lives to improve people. It's a free country. I think we do need to claim that the black population is also doing something for itself. I think only to present the dregs is really unfair. I think there's so much extraordinary power, so much goodwill, so much chance, so much opportunity to make something of yourself. And I think to simply claim that you're a victim all the time is not right. It is important that we also activate the huge potential of American blacks who have made it to help their own population and not just to live in bliss. So I wish that you had also said something about the power of doing good, the power of freedom, the power of make something of yourself. I arrived in America very, very poor. I worked hard, very hard, and it was an opportunity for me to make something of myself, and I think we can expect this of the black population also. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I can tell you one thing. I am living in America for 35 years. I know what you're talking about. I have been thinking like you for 35 years. But it's different if you go and meet the people. You cannot blame the blacks for their lot, I'm sorry. To an extent, yes, but mostly not. You cannot. There is a government policy of not taking care of them. You cannot, when you talk about the Indians, there is a government policy. And yes, I know about these organizations. I'm in theater. I am in New York City. I am in the Heartland, in the center, in the capital of the good people of America. I know so many organizations. I know so many NGOs. Some of them are good friends of mine. But many of them, take an example, the Quakers, not even NGOs, the Quakers in Philly, who are dedicating their lives to prayer meetings, and then to help the Palestinians, because they could not find poor people on the planet only 5,000 miles away in Palestine. They should have walked through the streets of their neighborhoods. They don't. How many people help those blacks? Almost none. The fact is, I respect your opinion, I respect your feeling, and you owe a debt of gratitude to America, and I understand it. But at the same time, I also feel it. But it's different if you walk on the streets and you see what's going on. Invest the time. See the people. See the pain. See them that they tell you they have never seen an NGO in front of them.
I see it every day. I live in Boston. I see it every day. I see the homeless on the street. You save, and you study Talmud, right? You save one life at a time. And when you save one life, as you know, you save the whole world. We do it one step at a time. If I see my young students who go out and spend 1, 2, 3 years out of their lives for no money, going into the inner city of Baltimore, going into the inner city of Philadelphia, we do it one life at a time. Give us some respect, give us some honor, give us some gratitude that we are doing the work. We are not traveling on Surkamp money all the way through America. We are doing the work on the ground. Do it, Tuvia, do it.
Guess what? I have been doing it. I have been involved in black causes many years in my life. I have been trained black actors. I employed, just a second, from the inner cities. Don't tell me I didn't do it. You can argue with me, but don't go personal. Because I have been involved in these issues for many, many years. But even I did not know, till I traveled America, the depth of the problem. Yes, there are students who do this and that. Nothing for real. They have never been to Germantown. They have never been to Englewood. They have never been to Detroit. Yeah. Talk to me, my man.
Guten Abend, ich bin deutscher Amerikaner. Mein Vater, Dr. Richard Brown, Hans Jacobi, hatte hier einen Korrespondenzpartner in Frankfurt, Dr. Fritz Bauer Institut, und das hat den Auschwitz-Prozess angeschoben. Ihm verdanke ich viel. Mich nannte er My Village Hated. I love him forever for that one. Ich bin technisch nur ein bisschen Posaune spiele. Ich habe sehr nette Briefe bekommen, wo ich auftreten darf. Habe aber gern, dass die anderen Musiker dann erstmal anfangen. Immer werde ich gefragt, what tempo you want? What's the melody? What's the rhythm? What's the key? You start first, and I hear, and then I have my trombone telling me where it's at, and I know what to do. And I recorded with Doc Schilling. I was at the 80th birthday of Bud Clayton. I was in Salem. Kurt Hahn hat Salem gegründet. Im Gemetzel aus der...
What is your question?
Ich habe kein Häuschen oder Kreuzchen. Ein Kreuzchen? Uhu!
Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Nice job. Next one. Thank you.
Kommen Sie ein bisschen hier ran. Bitte. Nee, ich habe Angst, es ist doppelt.
Do you think that the concept of melting pot failed and that it was wrong from the beginning? Or do you see some...
Good question, good question. I think that the concept of melting pot failed and it was wrong from the beginning. And I'll tell you why. This is what the driving power today in the Western world. Of all this melting pot, we are all equal, we are not tribes. First of all, people by nature are tribal. And that's not wrong to be tribal. It works and it will continue to work. The thinking that if we are not tribal, if we are all one, we are better human beings, failed in reality. Look what happened, what we have done to the Arab world. We have killed hundreds of thousands of people in the name of human rights, in the name of we are all equal. We imposed our philosophy on others. It's good if it works by itself, but imposing your philosophy and trying to kill tribes with tomahawk missiles, that's not, for me, human rights. That's not for me equal. That's not for me fair. By the end of the day, yes. Look, in America today, about 321 million people live there. 50 million of them trace their origin to Germany. I tried to find many of them, of the 50 million. Should be easy. They know nothing in German. They know nothing about the culture. They know much about the food. But by the end of the day, no, it's not good. I'll tell you why. Because that's what created in America this melting pot. The idea of the melting pot is whatever culture you come for, you have to erase it and go under the flag, under the Constitution, which sounds good. But what have we given the people? Some tribalism, you know, faith, nation, whatever it is something concrete. What have we given? It's something natural, because you talk the same language. What have we given to people? Something that's not realistic, the Constitution. And that's one of the reasons, but the people inside are racist. The people inside are, an example, you ask an American, an average American, whom did you vote for last election? You will hardly find an answer. Couples, wife does not know what her husband voted, husband does not know what the wife voted. Why? The fear. In the land of the free, we are afraid. Yes, what about?
Last question.
Why?
And then, first, you would like to sign some books. Otherwise, all the people go away.
I am the last speaker. We can stay until 12 o'clock.
No.
Why not?
I've got a good idea. We have a last question. And then you go and discuss by signing the book.
Which part do you want tonight?
So, last question.
Okay, in regard to the question that's been asked to the concept of the melting pot, don't you just think the concept of the liberal society failed and that America needs a political party which supports more neoconservatism?
I think, look, that it failed is a reality. That it failed is a reality. There is a Republican Party, is conservative. But that it failed is a reality. We cannot. The fact is, millions upon millions of people voted for Donald Trump, who is outwardly racist. He says the most horrible things. And according to the polls, about 50% of Americans today will vote for him. Hello. America is racist. And the point is, if we allowed people, I think the concept would have been much better. I say to people, you came from one tribe or whatever, religion, whatever, keep your religion. Keep it. Look at the Jews. Almost all the Jews are assimilated and know nothing in Hebrew, know nothing about the religion, know nothing about anything. I'm not a religious person, but know a little bit about the culture. So what are the Jews in America doing today? They are trying to prove how American they are, and most of the time, almost all American Jews are going around criticizing Israel and praising the Palestinians without knowing anything. Why? Because they have to show that they are Americans. Why can't you be a Jew in America? Fuck it. Why can't you be Arab in America? Fuck it. Why can't you be Muslim and proud of it? Why can't you be Christian and proud of it? Why? Why do I have to melt you into something else? That's where democracy does not exist. that forcing people to forget the past is wrong. Was wrong and wrong. People, you should respect people and tell them we live in America, we should all live together in peace and love, not killing each other for that sake, but respecting the differences. That's real liberalism. But the real liberals hardly ever still live in America. That's the reality. Enjoy it. Continue. Shop in the Buchmesse of Frankfurt. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful Saturday and a wonderful weekend.